Tick-tock, tick-tock. The end is gradually drawing closer, and there may be no area to stow away any further. What we notably dreaded has at lengthy closing took place, leaving behind fallout that is making our truth crumble just before our eyes. The shining purple very monster star, Betelgeuse, has at lengthy remaining detonated. The hotly anticipated cosmic explosion has unfurled, undermining the electricity of our weather and declaring the appearance of a daunting first light for humanity. But what evidence did researchers uncover that triggered them to reveal up at this guarantee? How great might scarab juice sparkle within the nighttime sky assuming it detonates? Should this blast cause the obliteration of our planet? Pass alongside with us within the gift video as we investigate the unpredictable subtleties of malicious program squeeze. These days detonated and something alarming goes on. For a clearly long time, insect juice has saved up its superb excellence within the nighttime sky. Spellbinding spectators from the Earth, perhaps the purple Goliath star does magic with its charming look that entrances absolutely everyone. Insect juice is an unmistakable character from the elite class of stars that sparkle brilliantly enough for us to see, arranged inside the celebrity grouping of Orion. This purple very monster celebrity is the 10th maximum brilliant famous person within the nighttime sky, allowing all people to see the Phi in its rosy orange range. One captivating consist of about creepy crawly juice is that it is one of the 3 stars that make up the iciness triangle asterism and imprints the point of interest of the colder time of year hexagon. From the begin of January constantly, malicious program juice should be visible ascending within the east soon after nightfall. As soon as it gets to mid-September and all the way down to mid-March, the celebrity is apparent to for all intents and purposes each occupied district on Earth. Aside from Antarctica, so on a run-of-the-mill day, once light expresses farewell to the Earth and the night's obscurity sets in, it is plausible to understand bug juice among the cluster of stars that beautify the sky. Despite the fact that creepy-crawly juice is substantial to the eye, the celebrity is dressed in a thick shroud of secret. Researchers are entertained via the way that this thrilling superstar fluctuates in brilliance, an idiosyncrasy that has remained with it but lengthy. We will take into account this fascinating thing got the attention of scientists and limited them to suppose critically. Toward the quit of the day, they concept of clarifications for this splendid peculiarity. It simply so occurs the purple Goliath's transferring brilliance may be observed to its massive size. Computer virus juice isn't your regular megastar, as it outperforms its friends with reference to length. For example, if we select to supplant our sun with insect juice, the impressive megastar would stretch out to the asteroid belt and have a mass this is more than 1 times that of the sun. Isn't it as invigorating as this fact sounds? It isn't always anything contrasted with its other awe-inspiring highlights. While researchers explored scarab squeeze further, they were beyond surprised to locate that it was a youthful megastar with an age estimated to be someplace in the range of 8 and 10 million years. It took a while before the fact of the celeb's age sank into the personalities of area experts. This is considering they were expecting the celebrity to be loads greater seasoned given its awesome attributes. Contrasted with our sun, which has an expected period of 4.6 billion years, bug juice is in child. Despite the fact that our solar pinnacles above Trojan horse Jew in age, the red very Goliath compensates for this in extraordinary areas. All of the more so, researchers have precipitated us to comprehend the cause of creepy crawly's significant size and brilliance. From research, it becomes found that very monster stars like scarab juice eat their atomic fuel and burn via no time formerly going cosmic explosion. This indicates stars like this increase speedily, and from the little we've had the option to piece collectively from verifiable texts, it is clear that creepy crawly's development happened simply earlier than humankind's eyes. Bug's entrancing story started out someday inside the beyond before each person alive on this planet nowadays was conceived. Besides to comprehend how researchers arrived on the resolution that the Crimson Goliath star has detonated, we need to begin from the very starting. Essentially, the beginning that we are aware of. This superb excursion will cruise from placing all the way down to the smidgens of evidence that researchers have discovered as of overdue to paint a distinctive picture of what's in query. This fascinating story began at some point in the 2nd century BC. Whilst Chinese cosmologists coincidentally found a disclosure that had them grinning under the whole concentrations. Eyes of the fantastic nighttime sky, They had observed an unmistakable searching famous person referred to as insect juice, which changed into portrayed by a yellow tint. Skipping some scenes to the following great real second drives us to the middle of the second 100 years. When Greek-Roman stargazer Timmy was enthralled with the aid of the beguiling appears of insect squeeze and depicted it as orangish or rosy, which remains substantial until nowadays. In like manner, archaic onlookers in the Middle East had visible a comparative view. At this intersection, the question preparing at the forefront of all people's mind is how tones were named or seen within the beyond. Through and via, we shouldn't dismiss that there is a bodily plausibility that scarab juice went through an expansion exchange internal years and years. All of the more so, the Chinese space professionals would possibly have observed Trojan horse juice for the duration of its yellow very Goliath degree. As years transformed into many a very long term into hundreds of years, it is viable that the megastar transformed into the red very Goliath level that we understand nowadays. Another critical aspect approximately creepy crawly juice is that it's far a variable famous person. As it appears to modify to a few cyclic way of behaving, as an example, in December 201119, researchers located with thoughtless shock that creepy crawly juice's splendor had reduced impressively. Scientists could not take delivery of the plain truth as their minds went into an ideal timing kingdom attempting to search for plausible replies to the phenomenal occasion. Across the globe, folks who had been aware of searching at this superstar may want to see that its beauty had plunged alarmingly, birthing unique issues to them. This scary event led to the communicate that something extraordinary had come to bypass for the celebrity in its superstar grouping Orion. Anyway, the tale earlier than long took a sharp turn, but an effective one. By mid-2020, the star had gotten lower back to normal. As its brilliance currently meditated its preceding greatness, it is charming to be aware of that this alteration didn't occur at once. It becomes consistent, as stargazers noticed that insect juice's brilliance turned into getting again to commercial enterprise as usual with every spending month. Some researchers got here up with a speculation to make sense of this atypical event. As indicated by means of the speculation, it's miles familiar that a part of the superstar cycles had matched, prompting a profound plunge in brilliance. But whilst researchers selected to look for the assistance of the Hubble Area Telescope in inspecting the uncommon occasion, the HST made some exciting but recognizing perceptions. From what the Hubble telescope discovered, it appears insect juice had ousted in large measure. First-rate elevated iridescence is that the red monster big name might approach the cosmic explosion stage. A cosmic explosion is considered one-of-a-kind event. One that could honestly advance into the set of experiences books. A cosmic explosion is the robust and glowing blast of a celeb. From what researchers have discovered up until this factor, a cosmic explosion generally happens over the last transformative stages of a huge star, or on the point while a white smaller character is prompt into runaway atomic combination. After this procedure is started, the primary object, which is referred to as the forebear, would both damage down into a neutron megastar or darkish commencing, or be truly obliterated to structure a subtle cloud. The electricity that will be added assuming creepy crawly juice were to detonate today is no easy breezy because it will have a damagingly affect the encompassing space. The simple concept of this is enough to get the typical individual strain. Who wouldn't be careful about an explosion that could deliver an enormous measure of energy? Envision that tremendous measure of radiation coming from simplest one event. Assuming that radiation, which includes gamma beams, X-beams, and grandiose beams, reveal its manner to the world's current situation. Then, at that point, a worldwide well-being disaster might want to be introduced. This is on the grounds that specialists have uncovered that this radiation would be able to harm DNA and different cell structures. Also, probably motive cell death modifications in cancer. Consequently, it would be for us on the off danger that this radiation in no way gets to our planet. In light of the fact that the possibility of the potential medical conditions is honestly provoking. However, researchers have assured us that there's no reason for alarm and that we ought to place our brains very still. This is at the grounds that the sector's air is greater than healthy for safeguarding us from this hurtful radiation that might be introduced within the outcome of creepy crawly juice's blast. The sheer taken into consideration the hazard of scarab juice going cosmic explosion at any factor within the near destiny, has kept quite a big variety of space experts conscious around evening time. We cannot fault researchers for responding alongside these strains. Regardless of the reality that moderate assessments propose that the star is as but 100,000 years from its looming cosmic explosion occasion. Some scientists have uncovered evidence that this occasion has occurred right underneath proper in front of us. This evidence confirmed up at the scene and placed each person in shock. As we wrestled with the repulsive reality, the proof lies in a paper dispersed by using Hideyuki Cio and partners at Tohoku University in Japan. This noteworthy logical examination has dropped a stunner right on our laps. Insect juice had proactively encountered a cosmic explosion blast earlier than we should do anything about it. It is seriously terrifying that we'd start encountering the final results of this top-notch astronomical occasion within the subsequent 10 years or a long term from now. Unusual and unexpected giant showcases are knocking on our entryway, and it is just a matter of time before they traverse. Stargazers are as yet stunning from the surprise of this information on the grounds that the last Be Aware-triggered cosmic explosion that detonated in our cosmic machine turned into Kepler's cosmic explosion, which came about at some point during the 1600s. That was hundreds of years previous. Analysts have taken to noticing bugs in fidelity designs, and what they uncover left their mouths definitely open. They've discovered 4 particular occasional modifications taking place at time frames 220, 420, 230, and 185 days. Although the beginning of the longest period remains a riddle, researchers take delivery of its far a critical period with the fast stretches likely filling in as hints. Researchers have concocted a model that proposes that Trojan horse juice is in a late phase of carbon eating. At the off chance that we decipher this encoded message appropriately, it implies that the purple superstar may be almost a memorable cosmic explosion, raising it as a substantial opportunity for the following expected cosmic explosion occasion in our universe. Besides, this story isn't even near over. A few plot open have arisen way to the curious personalities of researchers over time. There were contradicting perceptions with reference to the discharge of substances and the star's resulting healing. By using, there may be a normal settlement on this and it slants closer to a mass release event. That's truly not an thrilling event for one-of-a-kind styles of stars, but on an extra restricted length than our toddler. This is in which the tail receives to the height. Cosmic explosions are proper. We've got visible one unfurl in genuine in time in 1987. As a result, no matter the reality that our opinions as respects Scarab Juice's blast can be uncertain, it's Miles exhorted that all of us remains prepared. We cannot be excessively unfastened about this alarming risk. In particular, assuming we think lower back about the way that insect juice is precarious to be aware. Regularly times, cosmologists are placed via a hard time at something factor the remarkable famous person slips at the back of the sun and will not be apparent once more till August. When this happens, researchers are defenseless as they're kept in obscurity about what this entrancing superstar is concocting during that length. Anyways, what we can be certain of is that it's Miles resisting its traditional styles by using lighting fixtures up now. This is wherein matters hit the rooftop. The star's big length and relative closeness at around 650 miles away furnishes us to determine a disk while noticing it. This tale is similarly made intriguing while we do not forget that maximum stars are excessively some distance away, showing up as simple places of mild. Anyway, Scarab Juice tells an change story because it furnishes us with the uncommon risk to capture direct types in its mild result through pictures. In the end, we not simply have a celebrity that could certainly go cosmic explosion, but we are moreover outfitted with sufficient information to accumulate, which include photographs despite the fact that they is probably a piece foggy. We've got played with the chance of bug going cosmic explosion for a while. The following step in this scintillating tale is to picture what may occur if the pink Goliath megastar detonated. What does it imply for ourselves as well as our planet? The fundamental reply to this question is that we would be embraced by a charming exhibition that could keep everybody hypnotized by means of its glowing presentation inside the night sky. Anyway, there is no requirement for our souls to race at the possibility of this event. Because we are cozy back on the planet, no harm ought to come back our course. All things being equal, This is considering Betelgeuse is noticeably a ways away from our planet, about 500 light-years away. So while it goes cosmic explosion, we might be covered from any crippling influences of the blast. But we need to remember that it may not be the maximum first-rate object inside the night sky. Way to the moon, nevertheless retaining up with its dominance. The moon will eclipse Trojan horse juice as the most excellent object overhead, in spite of the guy-scaring blast. All the more so, Scarab Squeeze certainly has the solar to warfare, with, as the ultimate option, may not give up its super-occurrence over our planet below any condition. By the by, the Crimson Very Goliath big name will create its shaded areas around nighttime and live apparent throughout the daylight for approximately 12 months. The story keeps getting greater energizing as we inspect the capability effects in addition. For example, Creepy Crawly Juice's cosmic explosion will remain substantive within the nighttime sky.